we can see many professors among you here. You cannot become a professor if you don't have PhD. And that I can see future PhD holders here. And I want you to all say amen. Fantastic. Self-development is 1. 2, self-motivation. 3, self-egoism. That's building your own personality and making yourself proud. Today, so many people don't want to read and they want to do copy and paste. That is the problem. Copy and paste. Copy and paste does not help. When you ask people to do group discussion, when you ask people to go and do research, they want to just Google, copy and paste. They don't even read and get up and go. They are done. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a recipe for disaster. And the general skills, I talked about the communication earlier on, but listening to people is also very important. You don't just only communicate, but you also listen to people. Have you got the listening skills? If you don't have listening skills, you'll be fired. I got fired in France about 3 times because I was not listening. Listening, I was troublesome. I was a bit troublesome. Listening, I pretended I was not hearing what they were saying. I pretended I was not part. And so they had to fire me. And I changed job, they fired me. I changed job, they fired me. Listening is a skill that you have to develop. I was only intentionally busy because I had the opportunity to change the jobs. And so I was ready to be fired. Yes. But you don't have the opportunity to. So first, you have to learn to listen attentively. Thank you very much. I have something like Youth Employability Summit. Youth. First and foremost, I try always to define what the youth is. But it seems I'm not getting a concluding definition of youth. Who is said to be a youth? To the best of my knowledge, there have been so many definitions. If you look at the definition that the Ghana, or should I say yes, the Ghana Youth Council has tried to propose over the year, they have mentioned that any person between some particular age, say 15 to 34 thereabout, they are youth. And the World Council is also saying that no, anything between 15 to 24, that is youth category. So they have attached age to it. But what I know is that a youth is anybody who agrees or accepts to be a youth is a youth. That presupposes that we have 2 major types of youth here. We have the old young men and young old men. Most people get up and they behave like young people, meanwhile they are very old. Any personality that wants to behave like young men and women and to associate themselves with the vision of young men and women are termed the youth. That is my definition. And the African Charter has gone further to confirm it. Today, they are saying that any person even beyond 35 years can be a youth. And so, ladies and gentlemen, whether you are here, you are 80 years, or you are 24 years, or you are 18, but you want to identify yourself with the youth, then we will call you what? A youth. Excellent. So thank you very much for being able to define who the youth is. Employability. So if this category of people are looking at employability, the issue of employability is also a Herculean task. What is employability? I have a notion from the SRC president that you people are coming to gather skills to get job tomorrow. I'm afraid I'll disappoint you. Employability is not a religious process of ensuring that somebody is trained and the person acquires job automatically today. Let me put it categorically that the process of training people in an academic institution like yours is not automatically to get you job tomorrow. It is first and foremost to develop you. That's number 1. Self-development. You need to be proud that at the end of the day you have A4 sheet and hang it in your room that you have also a degree. You have a diploma. You have master's degree. And I'm praying that all of you will get PhD. Hey, I want to hear that. Because we can see many professors among you here. And you cannot become a professor if you don't have PhD. So that is why I am prophesizing that I can see future PhD holders here. And I want you to all say amen. Fantastic. Haven't heard that. Now, self-development is 1. 2, self-motivation. 3, self-egoism. That's building your own personality and making yourself proud. When I met some policemen here last year, that they were coming for training to be able to write exams to go for officers' course. And I had the opportunity to handle that for 1 week. And I told them, look, if you don't go for officers' course and you are able to get degree, thank your God. Because getting the degree is not easy for everybody in the police service. So if you are having degree here and they are not calling you for officers' course, be proud of yourself. Some of you with your degree, when you leave police service, you have other options. Those who don't have degree may just go and be sleeping at home. I have some good friends who are now even doing other courses and they are joining the UN and international bodies. So don't talk of employability alone or getting a job alone after school. It is only an opportunity and it is one of the gateways to getting a job tomorrow, and it's not an automatic thing. Many people have degrees and cannot perform. In 1996, I had the opportunity to attend a UNESCO conference in Kenya, Nairobi. And the emphasis was about certification consciousness. Most people get a certificate, they cannot perform. Go to, what do you call it, magazine here. You see a lot of people can remove the tire, can fix the engine, yet they don't have degree. Your own colleagues who have something, BS engineering something, not here, in other universities, tell them to remove the tire or fix the engine. They will say, wait there, so what sort of engineer are we talking about? So that is my problem, that it is not automatic. Get this right before we set the ball rolling. That it is not automatic that after completing university, somebody should employ you. It is not even the best thing to think about. And I'm happy the crop of students who are here are serious students who want to get advice, and they have come. That make it conscious effort not to think that immediately after graduation somebody should employ you. I listened to the radio, somebody complaining seriously. Obviously unemployed graduate after national service, he was not working. And he was saying that he's selling ice water and all those things to make a living. And I said, well, that is good. You don't wait for government. But his lamentation was, oh, I have finished degree and the government is not employing me. The government. I have looked around, even the hot afternoon with torchlight at the various corners. I don't see the monster, the government. Ladies and gentlemen, don't think that there is somebody called the government who will employ you after school. No. If that monster is there, then there is no use for us to come here. Those days are gone. As far back in 1984, when I wrote application for employment as a people teacher, the following day I was employed. And at the end of the month, I was paid. Today, with your BSc, go and write application for employment as a professional teacher. It may remain in the bin. Why? Because things are changing, and the young men and women don't want to change. Ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are here are blessed to be here because you want to change. First and foremost, let me make mention of some challenges in relation to employability. People who don't have vision, the first point is that they have no places to go. So when things are changing, those of you who are also looking into the future, want things to change for you, need to have a vision. Where are you going from here? That's the first thing we should inculcate. You need to have vision. And this vision is what most of you don't have. Some of you are following others because they have come here to read degree courses, so you must also follow to come and do. But have you drawn a vision for yourself? If you didn't have one before coming, now you are here. Have you drawn one for yourself? Have you planned something that you want to do for your own self? If you have not, start thinking about that. The beginning of vision is here and now, if you haven't done that. So all what you need to think of is where you want to go to and how you get there. That is the sort of plan too. If you don't know how to go about it, ask your lecturers, ask your mentors, and then they will put the items that you want to do and put deadlines against them, and then show you the way as you travel into the future. So that by the time you get to level 400, you even have so many jobs and you are thinking of the options to take. Either jobs to join or jobs to create, they will be there. That is automatic. So first and foremost, the vision is the problem that most people don't have. The other issue is total moral breakdown, and people are following them. This morning as I was driving, I heard them talking about some university that people are, especially, excuse me, the ladies are embarking on prostitution. And I said, how about the men? They are even worse off. They are the people also helping the ladies to do what they shouldn't have done. So you are blaming one sect of the community. Moral breakdown. So they are attacking school management, they are attacking parents, and they are attacking the educational policy. Ladies and gentlemen, the breakdown of morality is not about an individual problem. It is about self. If you are 18 years and above, you don't need parental support. You don't even need a mentor. You don't even need a Ministry of Education. It is about you. So if your moral decadence is down, seek assistance. We have the counseling center. Go there. They will counsel you psychologically and socially, morally, academically, whichever way. So please, make use of the counseling section. So the moral breakdown of society by the young people, the so-called youth, is also another problem. Today, so many people don't want to read and they want to do copy and paste. That is the problem. Copy and paste. Copy and paste does not help. When you ask people to do group discussion, when you ask people to go and do research, they want to just Google, copy and paste. They don't even read and get up and go. They are done. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a recipe for disaster. I am saying that action is not going to be help to anybody at all, wherever you find yourself. That is a brother to chew a poor. If you continue to gather resources that you don't even understand or it does not assimilate, then you can easily chew, pour, pass and forget. And that is what is happening. Because we have remained in this syndrome of theory and they have remained copying. And I remember two people were arguing and one said, oh, the information is in the book. And I said, who told you the book writer doesn't make mistake? The book writer makes mistake. I have written books and I still see my mistakes. So who tells you that everything people write is concluded? No. That is why some are chronistic and some are being updated. And that's why we have different versions. Another more important thing is that people are lazy. The young men today are lazy. Very lazy. And I know some students who stay in the hostel, halls of residence, and when the lecturer is there, oh, don't mind, today I won't go, he's boring. And I've heard that before. The man is boring. Yes, he's boring. Is that your place to sleep? Why not go to the library? Why not also go and listen to the boring message? And all what they like is either to watch the movie or to WhatsApp on phone or play around with the phone. That is sign of laziness. And when the spirit of laziness inculcates in you, it eats into your moral fiber. And as a result of that, you remain dead forever. Laziness. That is the hallmark of one of the hallmarks of the challenges in relation to youth and or employability in relation to the youth. Another important one that I have learned recently is gambling. Some people have gambled so much that they have even used their school fees to gamble. And those times that they would use actually to do productive ventures, they are using it to gamble. I am telling you that they have lost it all. One other important thing that you also need to know is that we have shortage of skills. Now we are narrowing down to the problem. Skills. We don't have the requisite skills, capabilities to be able to impact to what society is looking for. And so basically, that is the crux of the matter. That is where I'm going to hammer more. You cannot have skills overnight. It's a process. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know that it's a process, I will tell you that there are so many aspects of skills that you can think of. And I want to major on 4 major areas that most of us don't have. And so when we talk about the employability, we'll be looking at that area. So the first one I will mention is the fundamental skills. The second one I'll mention is personal management skills. The third one I'll mention is teamwork skills. And then the fourth one I would like to mention is the general skills. There are so many that I want to just, even though I'm trying to create a dichotomy of these, I will at the same time try to put them together and quickly for us to understand. What are some of these skills I'm talking about? First and foremost, let us thank God that we come from the Akenten Appiah-Menka University of Skills, Training and Entrepreneurial Development. And as part of developing the skills, I've realized that we're changing some of the course outlines, injecting some entrepreneurs there. Previously, some programs were not offering entrepreneurs at all. And then we want to encourage the skills more, allowing people to go outside. So there are basic things that are going to happen, and obviously they will happen. I don't know if you live to see those things that we're developing. It's slowly, it's gradually, but it will come to be. But for those of you who are here, of course, you hear and you have that sense of feeling. I mentioned some 4 major skills. Let me talk about the fundamental skills. Most of us here don't know how to communicate. Communication in itself is a basic fundamental skills that you need to. You need to know what to say, how to say. And you need to know who you are saying to and how you put it. Some people are not apologetic in the choice of their words, and that is also dangerous. And remember, people are watching you. Even at home, some people will say you were not properly brought up because of how you present your statement and also how you carry yourself. Even sometimes your body language in itself speaks. And so fundamental skills in itself is something that you have to look at. And looking at fundamental skills as basic one, let me also add, how do you even manage information? Some of you have IT skills. How do you manage information? Do you have a box where you save all your information? Do you have a place where if you want information you can easily retrieve? Do you have access, if somebody is asking for assistance, where you can tap and get the information? Or if somebody wants a particular website for a particular job or particular scholarship scheme and other things, do you have a source of it to help the person? Managing information itself is a full-time job on its own. And I think that most of us need to inculcate that. At the same time, critical thinking is one of the fundamental skills. Critical thinking. And if you are smart and you can think fast on your feet is the best thing to do. And I went for an interview, and always I predict the questions long before they ask me. And I was there, and then at the end of the interview, the panel wanted to know, Sir Campion, why should we employ you? Can you convince the panel that I was a young man by then, and then they wanted to know why they should employ me and leave the others? And I simply told them, you have to employ me because I'm the best. I'm the best among the candidates. Because I have the requisite skills and capability and competence. I can change your organization within a year in terms of the vision and mission that I have. And I went further to tell them, look, I'm an international man, I'm not a local person. I can speak French, I can speak local languages, and so I can carry your organization beyond this country. So what are you talking about? My colleagues don't have that. Look, I'm a professional. Not only that, I have several degrees that I believe I can beat all these people. So I'm the best. I'm the best. And then they started nodding their head. And at the end of the day, I was actually the best. I got the job. Hey, would you clap for me? Yes. So you have to think on your feet. Don't wait and be scratching your head. No. You should be rehearsing long before you get to the interview environment. I went for another interview, and then I realized that people were not very much prepared. And so in order to show that I was prepared, I rather decided to lecture them. At the end of the day, they said the job was mine, but that I should reduce my expectation. I said, no, I'm not reducing a person. You see, when you are very cheap and you don't have any skills and you are begging for a job, that's how employers will take you very cheap. But when you have a job, you can go around and bragging before them. In 1988, and immediately I said, no, I wanted a job. And a friend of mine said, but we are finished serving, we're looking for a job we haven't gotten. Carry on with your business. I said, no, I'll give you 1 week, I'll get a job. And said, how will I do that? And within 24 hours, I had distributed over 100 application letters. And out of that, I had seven interviews. And the first interview, I got a job. I got it. And he was shocked. I said, yes, that's how to do it. It's not magic. I didn't go for any juju. I worked for it. I worked for it. And so, ladies and gentlemen, work for whatever you want to get. So don't wait for somebody to inject into you. Let me not jump by remaining on that example. Work for it, and it involves critical thinking. You need people to help you to think on your feet. You have to consult those people. You have to go for advice. You have to read. You have to search. And stop WhatsApping and playing with your phones. Go and do serious research. It's part of the WhatsApping. But for this one, laughing and smiling over the phone and wasting your precious time, it's not part of this critical thinking I'm talking about. Manage your time very well. People who don't know how to manage their time lack also fundamental skills. The fundamental skills is embodied in that. It's very, very important. So if you are very good at using the IT, make sure that you use it judiciously and well. And so it's part of managing your time. And don't use it just for games or wasting your precious time. So make conscious decision in relation to whatever you want to do. The second important skills that I want to talk about, which I think we are also lacking, is personal management skill. Personal management skill. I met some guys who always want to accompany one another. So like, we were in the village, you say, oh, accompany me to the bush, you know, those days. And then they are following, accompany me to the market. No. Here, it's still happening. Some people are following others. And they will use them throughout the day. They don't get anything. You don't get opportunity, you don't get money, you don't see anything. So you are just follow. Oh, let's go and watch this movie, he's following. Oh, there's a football match, let's go, he's following. Why are you following others? Because you don't have personal management skills. Ladies and gentlemen, if you cannot manage yourself, how can you manage people in the organization? And you are all future managers here. Learn to manage yourself first before you can think of managing people. Hey, Nemo that non-quad habit, you know that. You cannot give what you don't have to anybody. You don't know how to manage your time. And you expect people to listen to you or wait for you to manage them. No, you've lost it all. Personal management is very important. And that is why your personal behavior, your attitude is one of them. And so attitude in itself is something that you do when nobody is watching you. Even in the dark, you need to. If it's about hard work in relation to values, let's use hard work. Do it even when you are in your room. And do the same when you are outside. Don't pretend, especially when it's in the dark, then you are tiptoeing. Then in the daytime, you clean your mouth and pretend to be a good person. It's also a recipe for disaster. Personal management starts from there. Are you able to manage yourself? Most of you are there with simple things and you begin to make procrastination. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. The semester is ended. He has not done it. That is why I'm saying that in the vision preparation, there is time lag put into every ingredient you spell out. So that if it's 24, it's 24. You don't say 25th, 26th. No, 25th, 26th have their own agenda and time managing, period management. And so don't procrastinate. Because when you procrastinate, you never get the time again. Very, very, very important. So one of the things that you need to do is that you need to be very responsible. Take up the challenge and adapt the situation that is available for you. If you have that before you can go places. Try and as much as you can to do what is right at all times, so that these things will be a guiding principle in relation to your personal management. It's very, very important. The third one I mentioned earlier is teamwork skills. Teamwork skills. Are you able to work with others? There are some people who say, oh, this person is from the south or north or east. I cannot work with the person. Oh, he cannot be my friend. Who told you? Who told you you can't work with the person or he can't be your friend? Do you know tomorrow? No, that is why we are saying teamwork skills. Work with others anyway, whether you want them or not, work with them. So, in a group discussion in the class, you don't choose groups. It's randomly placed. Because A and B you have never spoken to is the time for you to speak with. To build connections. You've never spoken with that person. You don't know his uncle is the Minister of Education. And I said the uncle is the Minister of Finance. Oh, Ajua, you were my mate when we were in school. Now you see, now you are looking for the person. When you were in school, where were you? You didn't look for the person. She was even put in your group. You say, oh, she's too small to be in my group. You were segregating. Oh, she's coming from this place. I don't want her. Oh, she's not in my religion. No. When I was in the university, I had a notorious guy like that. 4 people in the room. And this, how do you call it? We're using each other's salt and pepper and oil and all that. Some of us from the village didn't have, we couldn't buy gari. Even gari we couldn't buy. No. And this boy wasn't from those sort of families, You have your fridge, nobody should touch your fridge. Oh, your standing fan, nobody should stand. So you are special alone. And that's how he was. And he wasn't talking to anybody. He comes and looking gloomy. And his corner should be special and all those things. He wasn't talking to anybody. Do you know where I met him? Well, after university, when I was in safari somewhere in East Africa, after my UNESCO conference, I bumped into him. Hey, Campion! He said, hey. Now, your whole school knows that how you're behaving. You see? You don't know tomorrow. Look at where we met. I had another guy, Aka. He was fine, but later he decided not to. Do you know where I met him? In Rome, High Street in Rome. I was staying in Christian Village here, and I had a troublesome guy. He wouldn't talk to anybody. He was looking too big. And I was walking in Hamburg, at the train station. Hey, Campion. Look, in life, you don't know tomorrow. I have traveled widely, and these are some of the experiences. As I speak, I'll be giving you some of the experiences. Some of these people will need your assistance tomorrow, and you may also need them. And so don't take anybody for granted. Anywhere you see people, whether they are blue, white, or not, work with them. Teamwork is important. In working as a team, you need a guide, and that guide to support yourself and the others. And you need to work as a team, allowing other people opportunity to air their views. There are people when they are working with you, or even in a group discussion, they want to dominate. Nobody should talk. They are the only talkative. And the overcome is not anything reasonable. Theirs is final. No. We don't work like that. We are saying all this because they are part of the skills that we have to develop today. So that when we go to the world of work, we show the true character because we have passed through those experiences. That is why it's necessary to mention them. And that is why I'm taking my time to do that. Where you are in doubt, seek support. Don't work with people when it is good for you to work only in the night or only early morning. There must be consensus. Consensus building is the route to working successfully in a team. And if you want to succeed, you have to listen to people and give them opportunity to air their views. If you go to my department, ask, when I'm not there, everything is going. Everything is going on. There are some places and organizations, you are coming for your certificate and say, oh, the registrar is not there. What sort of organization is that? How about if the registrar doesn't come? Your certificate should not be given to you. How about if he collapses and doesn't come? The work should stop. It's nonsense. Some places even signing letters. Oh, the boss has not signed. We are waiting. What sort of person are you? Are you a god? Teamwork is sharing responsibilities. Go and ask them how we work. I can decide to sleep in my house for 1 week and things will flow. That is how we work. We share responsibilities, we share job, we stand far away and watch and supervise. That's what we do. And let the work flow. It's not about you. It's not for your grandfather. The business, if you collapse today, will go on. So nobody should think that working is a possession. If you are working, it's an opportunity. It's not a possession that you possess. No, you're working with people, let that moral fiber, the feeling of responsibilities also touch them so that they will know that I'm also a person. I'm also signing for the registrar. Haven't you been seeing on the notice board, people sign for the registrar? Oh, you don't see that? Yes. Some of you, even your admission letter, did you not see people signing for registrar? Some of you, the notice board, don't you see people signing for registrar academic? That is how it should go. And it is not about for your grandfather. So make sure you work with people and share responsibility. The last but not the least, skills that I'm advocating for is the general skills. And the general skills, I talked about the communication earlier on, but listening to people is also very important. You don't just only communicate, but you also listen to people. Have you got the listening skills? If you don't have listening skills, you'll be fired. I got fired in France about 3 times because I was not listening. Listening, I was troublesome. I was a bit troublesome. Listening, I pretended I was not hearing what they were saying. I pretended I was not part. And so they had to fire me. And I changed job, they fired me. I changed job, they fired me. Listening is a skill that you have to develop. I was only intentionally because I had the opportunity to change the jobs. That's why I was ready to be fired. Yes, but you don't have the opportunity to. So first, you have to learn to listen attentively. Where you have not heard, you need to be apologetic and say, please, can you kindly repeat what you said? Please, I'm not very clear. Will you mind repeating? Or some people you have heard, you know or heard, and also be apologetic on that. It's very important. Problem solving is also part of these general skills I'm talking about. There are some people who don't know how to solve simple problems, and so they are waiting for their bosses to come and solve problems. Creativity and drive, initiative and drive are part of problem solving skill. If you have initiative, you don't wait for your boss or somebody to tell you what to do. You finish a job and you are sitting there waiting for the boss to come and tell you what to do. Why can't you go and look for the boss and tell him you are finished? What do you do next? Problem solving skills. There are people, they put them on attachment just to watch them from far. And they finish, oh yes, manager, I finished, and you are sitting under the tree. Why didn't you come to tell me? Then he's scratching his head. He's testing you. During the placement, he's watching you from far. Are you the one who has drive, initiative, and dexterity to get up and say, oh sir, I'm done. What do I do next? That's a smart young man. Smart young men will always take initiative and find out what to do next. That's a sign of hard work. And so when we say hard work, we don't just mean you work and sweat. We mean smart working. And that is an example of smart working. Go and ask, and don't wait for the boss to ask you. It is part of problem-solving initiative. You need to be enterprising. And that's why I'm saying that Akenten, Appiah-Menka University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development is a blessing environment. An environment that is going to train young men and women in entrepreneurial skills. Not only that, but inculcate into them discipline of how to get their own jobs even before they leave school. So that is one of the things, and it's part of the general skills. It's a process, and I know very soon you will acquire all that. This is what will make you different from those people in other universities. The fact that we say that it's an entrepreneurial university, the fact that we say that it's a skill-trained environment, is a license to getting your own job, your dream job. So I believe that this one is very, very important. Another skill that I will also emphasize on is learning skills. People are here, some of them want to go abroad. They don't know how to go. What are you doing about that? You think that one day, just like Moses, God will come and touch you and say, take out this and go across the Red Sea. No, it wouldn't happen. Please, you need to learn. The more you learn, the more you get to know that the little you know. Try it and see. The more you go into serious learning, the more you get to know that there are a lot to learn about. If you don't learn, how can you get the license to that particular heaven you are looking up to? You say you want to travel. Your aim is to reach Canada, or your aim is to reach US. Do you even know from the map of the world where that country you are dreaming of is located? No. What research have you done on the place? You need to know that what makes it attractive to go there. Then begin to search on how you can get there. Have you thought of that? You are waiting for somebody to do connection. That's why I started by saying that the days of old are gone. Today nobody does connection to travel. If you want to travel, learn, research about it. Go for consultation and advice. Then you can be able to I have something I call believe in yourself skills. Some people are there, they don't believe in themselves because they have no confidence. In my leadership class, I tell them one of the good quality of a great leader is what? Confidence. Remember what? Yes. Confidence. Marcus Garvey, in his writing, said that with confidence you have won before you start. Those without confidence have lost. They have lost completely. I'll be talking about motivation next time in my class. Remind me of my class people. Some people don't have motivation at all. They are not even sure about themselves. I met a man who told me the son is not motivated. And I said, what does he mean by that? And I said, that he's always sleeping and he's giving up. I said, no, what does he should call him for me. And when he called the boy even walking is a problem. The way he was walking, you could see, first degree holder. He's not even sure of himself. Even the walking was a problem. So from there I said, no, we have a lot to do. Yes, because we have to wake him up and then make sure that he actually knows what he is up. And then begin to believe in himself so that we can from there begin to help him. If he does not have the little motivation, how can I help him? So I have to begin to give him some assurances and to be able to give him some assignments to do so that he can even start motivating himself long before even I come in. One other thing too that I mentioned earlier was about hard work. And that hard work, I mean, is smart working. And so, when things are changing as young men and women, what we need to actually do is also to change accordingly, so that we walk according to. Today, most of us spend time actually listening to news instead of creating news. What new thing are you bringing on board? You waste all your time watching news. When are you producing news? You can only produce news when you get up from your comfort zone. And one of the ways to get up from your comfort zone is to start now. You have been reading books. Start now. Gathering material to write your books. So that by the time you are in level 1, you say, oh sir, I finished my book. Then I can be proud of you. That is how to go about it. You want a job? The book is the beginning of job. Who told you that when you write a book and come and sell it to people here, they won't buy? That is the beginning of your capital. That's why I said smart working, smart doing. Create your news, sell your news, and let people buy your news. And when they buy, you make money. And from making money, you got a capital. And you can now go and start your ice water business. You won't go and borrow sachet to be selling and going to pay the capital. No. You go and buy from the factory and the car will deliver. Or you have the money to establish one yourself and rather employ other people to help you. That is the only way to go. Let me say that another important thing you need to be able to do to help yourself in relation to getting your job or creating a job is issue of building your CV. I mentioned that earlier. Make your CV look nice. When you have a CV that is having some teeth that can bite, then the CV cannot fetch you a job. You need to have a CV that is admirable, that can be adored, that when people see, they want to see it again. You know? And I sent a CV somewhere and the man looked at it and said, hey, I'm using the management terms in my CV. I'm managing this, I was coordinating this, I was directing. That is the word to use. Just don't write it ordinary. Yes, write it in such a way that you give somebody to look at it, and so that it doesn't look ordinary. A CV should wear a mask, so that kakamotobi, you cover it, so that when you get the job, remove the mask and show them your real color. Are you understanding me? Yes, that is the way to go. You don't make it ordinary. I'm not saying that you should tell lies, but make sure a bit sugar coated, that it will be looking attractive. Because you said you are a disciplined person. I mean, you spelled out quite a lot of values that you respect so much. You say you are a loyal person, you are spiritually inclined, you are a clean person, neat, you can be trusted, and so you have the confidence, you have the honesty, and then you show some amount of kindness in terms of integrity, obedience, and all those things. You are there. Fine, you've gotten the job. When they now confirm, you show your true colors. True colors. You know that song? Yes. Nobody can touch you by then. You are part of the organization. That is how to do it. So don't make your thing ordinary. Because when you make it ordinary, they will pick some CVs and leave yours. There was a story told about one young man who met a white in the plane. I mentioned this somewhere and during my class. And I said that is also part of the braggalog. You want a job and you don't tell people what you are made up of. They can see your CV. So if you have the opportunity to meet the chief executive, why don't you tell him what you are made up of? Oh yes, you hold BSc IT. Then you say yes. And what else? You are standing there. No. Oh, sir, I hold BSc IT. And I've got experience in Microsoft. I have worked in GMPs. In fact, I did my attachment with Vodafone, and I'm a smart person, and my lesson is made up of this and that. I can work in any organization. I'm a hard-working young man, fast learner, and all those. Wow. All those things is not in your CV. You are telling them what you are made up of. That's what we call braggalog. Braggalog. If you fail to catalog them, nobody will do it for you. You have to do it that way. And that's the best way. If you fail to sell it to him, you are failing to get a job. Because as he was standing there, he wanted somebody who has experience in IT. And then you have added your experience. So he said, oh, can you bring me your CV or your application? You are there. This young man in the plane met this white man. And because he's not smart, he decided to isolate himself. Of course, his human relation and personal management was poor. We talked about personal management already. And so his answers were yes, no. You are from Ghana, yes. Are you a public servant? No. I am this from UK. I'm this. I came for business in Accra. I'm going back. And he was smiling. The man won't say anything. All he's doing is reading his newspaper. Wasn't but minding the white man. As if he was angry with the white man. Meanwhile, he was going for an interview in UK. The second day after arrival, he went to the head office. I think the Microsoft head office. And when he got there, this man was there. He said, young man, did you come with Caleb yesterday? He said, yes. Were you? I said that he removed his glasses. Oh yes, you're the one I saw in the plane. I said, no, you can't work here. You can't work here. That was the end of the interview. Yes, very simple. Ladies and gentlemen, braggalog. You have met your village MP. Oh, what are you doing here? I'm doing a management study, and that's all. You are a fool. They have created offices all around. Now they want secretaries, administrators. Oh, you don't go further to say that, oh, I am this and that. In fact, I did this short training in ITT, and apart from that, during holidays, I'm able to do ABCD. In fact, I will be visiting your office this. Yes, try and come there. In fact, I will make you my peer when you're human. But if you failed to create this bracket, where are you headed to? So, ladies and gentlemen, you can see how some of you have denied yourself because you have killed yourself. Put yourself in square pegs in a round hole. Put yourself in obscure corner, inappropriate places, and the opportunities are passing by. So, apart from all these skills you are mentioning, we are saying that sometimes you need to be smart. I have quite a number of people. Every day they bring applications to our HR here. And then I'm always laughing at them because there is a box. There is a box. If they don't say bring application, you bring. The box is a box of no return, land of no return. So when you bring, they say put it here. You hear from us. That box won't stay there for 1 week. It will go to the bin. Because things have changed. I told you from Genesis how some of us wrote application for employment as people teaching. And then the next day, I got a job. And then you are coming to the university, master's degree. I want to be a registrar. Oh, Fatuha. Then be our deba, yeah, the two. This school, uncompleted building, a university basic. As soon as we started foundation, oh, I want to work there as a teacher. I'm a professional teacher. They've been bringing it up 3 years down the line now. The applications are more than 4 boxes. The other time, I'm sure they were planning to go and put them in archives or something. Applications are trooping in. Nobody has advertised for application grant. No financial clearance. So how do we employ? They are just coming. Ladies and gentlemen, never write application for a job if nobody has asked you to bring application. If they even advertise, they are deceiving you. The jobs that are available are not those that are advertised. The jobs that are available are those that you acquire. And then when you are lucky, you are connected. When your cable is broken, the connection never works. You need a proper lifeline to connect. And the connection is among you. You connect here, and it will be connected tomorrow. That's how it works. Once you are connected, develop these skills seriously, religiously, and work towards them. Don't only pray about them, work on them. Search for them, look for them, ask. And ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude by saying that you need to volunteer. You need to volunteer. Some of you are volunteering and expecting something. No. When I was volunteering, I was taking nothing, but it paid off. I started my voluntary work here in Ghana and I continued in Europe because I knew what volunteerism can do for individual. If I had wanted to stay any part of this world, I would have been there. But you see, this land is a sweet place for me. That's why I came home. And I can go anywhere in this world, anytime, anywhere. Nobody stops me because I work for it. I started volunteering in Europe, going to prison and going to schools, talking to young men and women who wanted to hear something positive. I was a mentor in high schools, and through that, I integrated myself into the schools, and people were coming. How did you do it? How did you do that? Hey, to be a teacher in Europe, my friend, the courses they will take you through, but through volunteerism, nobody asked me for anything. I was everywhere. You know, I was everywhere. I went to Birmingham, one place in the middle part of Britain, and for a conference, about 1,000 people throughout Britain. And you could see the black men, about 3 or 4. I said, look, they wanted to ask me, how did you get to this conference? But they couldn't open their mouth to ask. But I could see the questions from their forehead. This black man, how did he come here? I mean, are you also among the prophets? You know what was asked in the Bible? Yes, that's how they wanted to ask, but they couldn't ask me directly. I could see. And that's how to work towards it. Volunteer. If you volunteer, they will just handpick you like this, like a crane, and go and dump you at the place where you want to. Young offenders group, they dumped me, they wanted work permit for me. I said, no, I'm going back to my country. Oh, come here, how? You leave first world country to a third world country. Can you tell me? I said, I have 101 reasons to tell you why Ghana is better than Britain. And I'm going back to my country. That was my response. Yes. Yes, so thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to volunteer. I have young men here who are volunteering after service. 3 years, 2 years down the line, they say, you need baby, wow. At the end of the week, when I'm chopping garri, they also chop. You know? And I told somebody, go and volunteer. I said, go tell the headmaster of that private school, you want to teach for free. And after 1 month, he called me. Yes, we'll be a guy. So what is about this? I met a young guy who was sleeping. The father, a security man. The father has about 7 children. He's still here. And I've been taking care of this. University has taken care of you. You've got he did planning. And after 5 years down the line, he says he's unemployed. He was doing some attachments somewhere. They were paying him half. They decided to come. He was sleeping at home. The father came and told me. I said, what is that? You did plan, and so you are just sleeping in the house. Okay, I have somebody I know. So I called the regional office there. My mate is one of the top this. I said, let this guy do any job at all for free for you, please. Do. Are you sure? I said, yes, I'm very sure. He's not looking for money, he did, and I coached him what to do. He has to get his nice tie. I said, make sure every day you are there before anybody. Can you do that? Yes. Can you do that religiously for about 6 months? Continue going. He was doing that, working hard, like a planning officer. So he told me occasionally they would say, Lord, take this, those, and so he was managing. After 6 months, ladies and gentlemen, there are no way they employed him. So that is the way to go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the way to go. It is the best thing to do. You need to. If you have one single job, then you can go around selecting. And when I went to Nurses and Midwife Council for an interview, and you see all these ladies with their goggles on their nose here. Those ladies, they were looking at me like that. And I sat down and I crossed my leg. Yes, you're welcome. And I started with confidence because, as I told you, some of the jobs I didn't want them, but I was going around to get straight back. Yes. And after they asked me some few questions, then they said, okay, we are done. Do you have any questions? I said, yes. So I asked them more questions than they asked me. And then they were looking at each other at the end of the day. Said, yeah, will you come? And I told them, no, I won't come. They said, why? I said, your system is not well integrated and well connected. It appears the system is yet growing. Where I'm coming from? Where I'm coming from is different. Yeah, so that is the way to go, ladies and gentlemen. You need to be smart. There's no other way for employability than some of these strategies. Developing the skills on one hand and working smart through these examples are the only true way to actually getting employability. But I pray and I hope that all of you here will be employed one day. That you become employers, not employees. And that you can employ many other people. I prophesy in Jesus' name.